Well, I tell you, Tennessee is crazy because your hair. I can't get this thing to stop growing.
That's unbelievable. We're live. That was Eddie Lefty Cunningham. He came in a bit quick there, but it doesn't matter. We want to welcome you to Gemstars, Plexi P and Cathy, CC Carlson. Now let's kick off the show with the Gemstars theme song, My Kind of Girl. Here we go. She's my kind of girl. She's my kind of girl. Soon you'll be close to me, 'cause you mean the most to me. You're my kind of girl. Yes, you're my kind of girl. Yeah, let's get that country vibe going.
What was that, Steve Jones?
Right.
No, that was me singing, Eddie. That's my song, My Kind of Girl.
I like it, man. It's cool, man.
She's my kind of girl.
That's the voice. She's right there.
My kind of girl. Yep. Don't worry, if you ever need an extra song, just contact me. Now, let's get straight into country music, because Eddie's coming in from Tennessee, and he's going to do one of his biggest hits, right, called Till My Thirst for You Is Gone. We can't wait. Take it away, Eddie. The world loves you, man. Just go for it.
You were the rain. I'd love to be the one you'd fall on. I'd turn my face to heaven and drink till my thirst for you was gone. If you were a river, I'd love to be the one you'd run to. I taste the sweetness of you and drink till my thirst for you was gone. If you were sweet red wine and I could turn back the hands of time, oh, I'd lift you to my lips and hold you all night long. And I drank till my thirst for you was gone. Oh, but I've been too long on this highway, going nowhere, and looking back and wishing I was there. But turning around ain't as easy as it seems. So I just close my eyes and dream. If you were the rain, oh, I'd love to be the one you'd fall on. Yeah, I'd turn my face to heaven and drink till my thirst for you was gone. Oh, if you were sweet red wine and I could turn back the hands of time, oh, I'd lift you to my lips and hold you all night long. Yeah, and I drank till my thirst for you was gone. Oh, I drank till my thirst for you was gone. Oh.
Thank you, Eddie. That was beautiful. We got that feeling going out there everywhere, even including all over Australia. Let me tell you, we needed that. What a song from the start to the end. I love it. I love it how you hang on to it and take it all the way to the end. I've got to say, you've had some fantastic songs out there, Eddie. Get Back on That Horse That Ride, Soul Twang. What's your favorites?
Well, I love Get Back on the Horse. I got an independent award for that, and I wrote that with my dear buddy who passed away, Chris Darrow from the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. That was our first song we wrote together, and it's one of my most precious. And he loved it a lot. And it's too bad nothing. Well, you know, I keep pushing that song, and I play it every time I go out. But it's a beautiful song, and it means a lot to me because I wrote it with Chris Darrow.
Could you just do a verse and a chorus just of that song, please? I've just got to hear it because it's such a dedication.
Son sits on his rocking horse. Dad sits by his side. And son falls off and hurts himself and starts to cry. Get back on that horse and ride. Get back on that horse and ride. Whoa, oh, yeah. Yeah, and ride. I don't know. It gets me kind of. It's a sad song, and but
gets teary. Gets everybody teary. Cathy,
yeah,
go for it.
Yes. All right. Well, I've known Eddie. You know, I met him in Los Angeles, and he's been steadily working with the Nashville Songwriters Association International, and I just can rave about Eddie's vocal and songwriting abilities. I mean, he's actually brought a lot of fame to some of my songs. So I really do tribute Eddie Cunningham with helping me on the way. And I really appreciate you, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate you.
So,
I have sang a lot of songs for you, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. And not only that, let's just talk about the Parsons project that you were mentioning to us. I don't know if we'll have time for you to sing a bit of it at the end or not, but it's up to you. But what is the name of the tribute album that you did?
The album is, it's on the wall here, and I could take my computer and show it to you guys. It's called the Graham Parsons Notebook, and it was a journal that was left to John Nuis from the International Submarine Band. He played with Graham Parsons way before the Flying Burrito Brothers and the Byrds and all that stuff. And this was a journal that was found in room number 8 when Graham Parsons OD'd out in Joshua Tree. And the journal was given to John Nuis. And he, through a friend of mine, Mike Allen Ward, who was kind of a caretaker for John Nuis, as he had OCD and couldn't do things on his own, was kind of in charge of the notebook, and gave it to me for a while. And I brought it to California, and I got Jim Lauderdale on it. I got Eddie Dunbar on it. Amani Byram, Big House, Boy Howdy, Roger Allen Wade, and I sang the gospel song, Jesus is More Than a Name. And that was different than anything on the record. And then Carl Jackson got involved, and he got the Elvis Band and Ricky Skaggs and Marty Stewart. That's how it got Grammy nominations, because of Carl. And it's top 10, number 3 on the Americana charts, right behind Willie. And it was pretty cool during that time, because right at that certain time that record came out, was on the charts. I was named as best unsigned country artist in America, because I won the Jim Beam thing right across the street at the Wild Horse Saloon. So I had my single record coming out. We were playing at the Station Inn doing the Graham Parsons Notebook, and that was a good time. And that record that song still resurfaces all the time. It's won a bunch of gospel awards. Los Angeles Independent Music Awards #1 song, and Southern California Peace Driven, a bunch of Billboard, and so it keeps getting awards. A gospel song is like a Christmas song. I mean, they're always in style. So that's why my newest song that I just wrote, called Heaven Without Jesus, that I wrote with Bill DeLucci, who's one of the top writers in Nashville these days. Me and him wrote it. It's gorgeous, and I can't wait to get in and record that one. But that's going to be kind of a follow-up to Jesus is more than a name.
Wow, that's fantastic, Eddie. Now, I did read on your bio, and I didn't even know this, that Elvis and the Beatles began to stir in you at a young age, and you actually played the broom upside down, and not knowing there was a wrong way to play it, and you played it left-handed, right?
Yeah, this is a right-handed guitar. It's supposed to be played the other way, and I've just been playing guitar upside down. I don't know. I'm dyslexic a little bit, so I play harmonica backwards too. I play with the bass notes on the bottom. I just do things upside down and backwards, but I've been writing this way for so long. I can play the other way a little bit, but not really that good.
Go for your natural. Go for what's natural. I reckon it doesn't matter. Even if you played on your head and you had a hit song, who cares? I reckon that's a story and a half just there.
Yeah, it is. And I've seen people. I mean, I was in a contest with Tony Ortiz. Anyways, he ended up singing for the Pope, but he didn't have no arms. He played a Spanish guitar with his feet, and I'm like, wow. I came in second place that time. I'm like, I can't beat that guy. Can you beat a guy playing a guitar? He's like, golden lady. He's like doing Jose Feliciano, and he's strumming the guitar just like Jose with his feet. You can't beat somebody like that.
Unbelievable.
And then a few weeks later, to the Pope at Dodger Stadium, I'm going, that's the guy that beat me in the contest.
Yeah, now your vocals have been compared to as beautiful as Kenny Loggins and as deeply stirring, soulful as Ray Charles. And that's a good description too of you.
Love Kenny Loggins. I mean, Christopher Robin and I walked along under branches lit up by the moon. This is even a 1614-4 concert classic, just like Kenny Loggins. I mean, I used to do all the Kenny Loggins songs. I love Kenny Loggins. I learned a lot about songwriting from Kenny, and singing.
Footloose. Can you do a bit of Footloose, just a little bit?
Oh, gotta get loose, footloose. Put on your dancing shoes, baby, get loose. I mean, I used to do that in a club, but I don't remember it anymore. But
I love it. In all seriousness, "Achy Breaky Heart" is a great song too.
I do too.
I love "Achy Breaky Heart." I reckon when that song came out, line dancing in the clubs and the country pubs, you can't beat that song. "Achy Breaky Heart" is a fantastic song and gets the people dancing.
It is a really great song, and it's funny because I was writing for Major Bob at that time, and I was in a room with Buddy Cannon, and anyways, he was just telling me he was with the guys over at Mercury Records, and they just gave a check to Billy Ray Cyrus because the song was just starting to climb on the charts and it was starting to go crazy. And then he went over to the First National Bank over in Tennessee and deposited a check for $1 million because that song was just going. It went so fast, you know. And they were telling me, he goes, "Yeah, Billy Ray just ran off to the bank over there and put a check in there. They gave him a check for $1 million." And he was like, that day, his life changed, you know. And because that song was just going nuts. Von Press or whatever, whoever wrote it, and it's true because it was aching, breaking heart, but Billy just said, you know, don't touch my heart, my aching, breaking heart, and he sang it, my achy, breaky heart, because it was easier for him to sing, and but I like hearing little stories like that, you know, and
that's a great story. But let me tell you, that was a huge hit here in Australia. They went crazy for that song. Oh yeah, everybody's going out there and doing the cowboy dancing on the floorboards.
Yeah. I know it. It's beautiful, and I love to see. And Billy Ray, you know, so humble and so good, and he supports the veterans and all that stuff. He's got that song, "Some Gave All Gave Some." I mean, he's great, man, and he just resurfaced with that. He hooked up with did that pop song that was #1 for I don't know how many weeks, but
I think the guy bought him a Ferrari. Have you seen the video? I think he delivers a Ferrari to his house.
Yeah. And
that's great.
His daughter ain't doing too bad either, you know.
Don't worry, they got the talent. They got the talent. Cathy, any other questions?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, Eddie, I was trying to figure out which what you're a staff writer, right? For major
Warner Chappell, but I'm independent now though. I'm they cut back. So you know what? I'm working on it. If you have any suggestions.
That sounds great.
I'm independent right now, but you know what? Everybody I'm writing with is usually these days usually an artist or they have good pub deals, so we can get the songs can get. You know, I'm pretty lucky that way because you know, I have a little bit of a track record, and I've done some with Warner Chappell for a long time, and so I'm able to get into some good circles of writers that have a lot of stuff going on, and so you know, just waiting on that big wave, you know, to catch it, and then we can as soon as we get a big hit, we'll be good.
You know what I like about music? Let me tell you, Eddie. You know what I like about music? The love of the music that you got, the way you feel it, and the way you present it. Okay, that to me is key. You know, like you can't fake that. You can't fake real talent. You can be in the car, or you can be in a truck, you can be wherever. A song can come into your mind. You write the song, you do the song. As I said, I'm a songwriter. Cathy's a songwriter. And once that music is in you, it's like how much undiscovered talent is really out there. And it's the brilliance of people today that just, it's about loving the music. The rest just comes naturally. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. And I got a little quick story. I was working when I first signed with Warner, and I was with Atlantic Records before that with my band Cowboys and Indians, real tribal stuff. And we did some tours and stuff, but Jerry Tolman, he was managing Stephen Stills at the time, and he was interested in working with me. I ended up signing with Denny Bruce, who had Fabulous Thunderbirds and the Breed Farmers, and he was cool because he was a good manager for me and got some things happening. But Jerry told me, he goes, Eddie, you know what? He goes, the best songwriter in the world is sitting in his little room somewhere writing another song, you know. And he goes, you know, it's like he never did ever think that the best people were out there. They were just the lucky ones that got, you know. But you know, there's a lot of great ones, like the Beatles are phenomenal and great writers and stuff. But still, there's so many great people, great songwriters. And when you come to Tennessee and write with all these people, there's so many great ones too. And everybody has their little story. And, you know, I don't even tell people anymore I was born like this, because that's what everybody says. Oh, I'm a songwriter because that's the way God made me, you know. So I just figure, you know, it's my little gift that I have. I share it with people. Writing songs do really come to me sometimes completely. And I'll write a song in 10 minutes, or sometimes I spend months on something. And, you know, because I kind of paint myself in the corner, and then I'm like, how can I figure this out? without calling a co-writer, because, you know, it's like calling a friend, phoning a friend, you know. And sometimes I get stuck on something and I just have to call somebody up to bail me out. Man, how do I? And he goes, well, you know what you got to do is you got to switch this around and put this line here and do that and then add this. And I'm going, perfect. Why didn't I think of that? You know, because sometimes two heads are better than one. But although since being here, I've written 40 new songs by myself, and I love probably at least 5 or 6 of them. I think they're potential, you know, cuts. But writing with some of the new people is amazing, because it's amazing what they think of. And now I'm into doing beats and stuff, because we're writing some pop stuff and dance stuff, and country music pretty much, you know, hip hop with a twang. And so, you know, I'm even doing a rap record with Drizzle in Oregon, and we're shooting files back and forth, and I'm writing songs about, you know, racism and different things, teen suicide and things like that. You know, out is in and in is out. It's like, you know, a message to the kids. I'm doing some hip hop and rapping, and I like it. We call it SAP because it's singing rap, and then I sing a lot in it, and then I do rap lines. But I'm not trying to be like a rapper or anything like that, or trying to, you know, tell everybody that I'm a rapper now, man. But I'm just, that's the language that the kids understand. So if they want me to sing something like, you know, like a rap line and message, I've been doing that, and it's kind of fun, actually, you know.
That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying life, you're enjoying music, and
Yeah.
that's what it's all about at this time. We all come out positive. We're not in the negatives. Cathy.
Oh, okay. Now, yeah, you've played with some legendary greats, and you've been, worked with like Kim Fowley. You've worked with Grammy winner Carl Jackson, Garth Brooks' manager, Bob Doyle. What did you do there with Bob Doyle?
I used to do demos of Garth's songs when Garth first made it. I had a really close friend that worked there, Lana Wood, and Lana Wood Thrasher is her name now. But I used to stay at Bob's house, and I would do demos, you know, what she's doing now. I would do Garth's songs, and I'd say, well, I want to cut this one, and I'd like to cut this one. And then Garth would go, no, I'm going to do those. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do that one. What else do you want to do? Because everyone I wanted to do, they ended up becoming hits. But it was nice working with Bob Doyle. And, you know, I turned in a bunch of good songs there, and they said, when are you going to get us a cut over here, Eddie? And when I was working for Michael Douglas at Warner, he sent me to a film preview, and it had Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson in it. And they go, we need you to write a song right in that spot right there. And the song they had in its place was Running on Faith by Eric Clapton. So I said, okay, send me to Tennessee. I'm going to go write you one for it. And I went to Tennessee, and I went to Gallatin, Tennessee, to go to my friend Dennis Knutsen's house. On the way over there, I drove by Miracle Ford, and I go, okay, Miracle, that's a sign. And then when I got there, I just thought to myself, it took me a while to get there, got a little bit lost. So I said, man, I need a miracle. So I wrote a song called, you know, if you need a miracle, what you gotta do is have a little faith, it'll pull you through. Yeah. And they got Bobby Womack cut it, and then Dick Rudolph, who he suggested Benny King, and I'm going, yeah, Benny King. And they were going to get Garth, and the manager liked the idea of Garth having a song in a Whoopi movie, but they wanted the publishing on it, and Warner goes, we're not going to get, no. So I ended up keeping half my publishing on the song, and it ended up getting cut by Benny King, and I love that. And working in the studio with Benny King, I mean, I have a lyric sheet right over here signed by Benny King, and it says, Eddie, thanks for truly a great song. Here's another one, Stand By Me, Benny King. And I'm thinking, man, what a moment. And back then, you know, we didn't have cell phones and all that junk back there, but I would have anyway. So that was a beautiful time to be able to write that song, and it got on the soundtrack. It was in the movie, and it made it on Benny's record, and he sang it at President Obama's big party in Washington. He sang If You Need a Miracle, and it's been recorded a few times. Deborah Hightower cut it, and she's a big gospel singer in Atlanta. And so it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful song. And I'm just thank God for it. You know, it's a beauty.
I'm loving this interview, Cathy.
Yes, you've also, Eddie, worked with Motown's head honcho, Barry Gordon. And
Yes, I worked with Barry Gordy, and that was through Nancy LaVisca, his ex-wife. She hired me to do a session called Jobette Goes Country, and I did a never recorded released song by Barry Gordy called Hello Darling, and I did Michael Jackson. I did a Never Can Say Goodbye. I did a Lionel Richie song. I did a bunch of old songs, and I did them we did them country style, you know. I'm like, never can say goodbye. Whoa, you know, like that kind of Travis Tritt kind of country stuff. But that was fun doing that with Barry Gordy. And I actually, Nancy even said that Michael Jackson heard me singing it, and he said, I like this guy's voice. So I thought that was kind of nice at the time.
Mm.
And that was pretty cool. So working with Barry Gordy was really, really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you did work with Desmond Child too, writer.
Yes. He hired me to do a demo for him and Diane Warren and Stephanie Davis. And all I know to do is love you. I never will forget that because Desmond pounded that chorus into my head. All I know to do is love you. You know, and when you sing for Desmond, he makes you sing it about 40 times so he can, you know, pick it apart and, you know, cut and paste it all together. But so when I said, well, Desmond, I'd like to write with you. I says, I did your demo, and he goes, well, okay. Let's go. Let's write one. So I went over his house and we wrote a song called I Am Your Man. It's on my first record, and it is a beauty. And he wore me out on that one too, man. He made me sing it so many times, and over and over and over and over and over again. He goes, now try it country. Now try it like Travis Tritt. Okay, now sing like Vince Gill. Okay, now do Garth. You know, and so I got all these different things going on in there. As you know, when I used to sing demos for you and Craig Lackey, and you guys would always, well, what other voices can you do? A lot of people want me to sound country, and sometimes they let me go and let me do my own thing, which is kind of nice.
Wow, fantastic.
Unbelievable. I've got to ask you now, Eddie. Sorry, Eddie, I've got to ask you where everyone can find all your links and everything on the net. Tell everybody where they can find your music and whatever links you got and the songs.
Yes, sir. Well, I had to change my website from Eddie Cunningham to Eddie Leroy Cunningham because there's too many Eddie Cunninghams. And somebody, in fact, the president of Universal Records in Hollywood, his name's Eddie Cunningham. So I had to put my middle name in there, and instead of it's Eddie Leroy, but since I made it Eddie Leroy, I think it's a little more fancy. But yeah, so if you go to eddieleroy.com, there's a bunch of links. There's a bunch of videos of me singing. I'm on Facebook too, Eddie Cunningham on Facebook, and Eddie Cunningham Music BMI on Facebook. I have Instagram. That's Eddie Cunningham Music BMI on and it's got a skull for the logo on the front, Day of the Dead. So you can find me there. I'm on Twitter, Eddie Cunningham, Bad Cowboy, and you can get my records pretty much at all those places.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Cathy, I'll let you say something and close off the show for us.
Okay, well, you know, you're pretty amazing there, Eddie Leroy. And I just want to tell people you also co-produced. I mean, you co-produced the Graham Parsons Notebook, and
yes,
you did other things for the Hillbilly Truckers and Michael Mandala and the Forks of Cyprus and all of that. So are you still into producing and co-producing as well?
Yeah, I want to. And I got my little studio here, and I've been doing my own stuff now. And, you know, because a lot of stuff, you know, I'm still kind of scared to go out into the world, you know. I don't want no tube down my throat. You know, so yes, I do produce, and I'm self-producing my own stuff. And then I'm co-producing my record with Drizzle and Rainmaker in Oregon. We're through the internet. We're I'm flying vocal tracks to him, and they're doing their magic with it. And I'm going to be doing a project in Texas in a couple weeks with Jimmy Collins, Loretta Lynn's son-in-law, or used to be. But anyways, he's cutting a couple of my tunes and on some artists, and so I'm going to help him with that. We're going to do a Zoom. So it's amazing what you can do on the internet. You can be in the same room, like you're in Australia, and where are you, in Arizona or Cathy?
New Mexico. New Mexico.
I love New Mexico. That's where Jimmy lives. But anyways, yes, I love to produce. I'm ready to produce. I got a lot of good ideas, and I know a lot of good musicians, man. I can get some nice music out there.
Yeah,
I want to say, Eddie, Eddie, this is one of the greatest interviews I've done. I've thoroughly enjoyed it because we love country music. So does Cathy. And I want to thank you for being on the show so much. It's been, how can I say it? It's made everyone's day, for sure. Do me a favor, don't leave. Stay there, Eddie. I want to thank everybody on behalf of Gemstars, Plaskin EP, and Cathy CC Carlson say thanks for watching Gemstars. And Eddie, all I can say, it's been a pleasure. Thanks, Eddie.
It's all my pleasure to you. And thank you. You're very nice. And thank you so much, Cathy. It's good to see you. And I think I'll probably see you tomorrow, maybe, hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Stay there. No problem.